While they're all talking state standards,
we're sitting on a bar stool making fun of them.
Classroom Brew Podcast.
Oh, hey, welcome to the podcast. This is going to be a series that we're doing on me trying to get back into shape. And part of that along the way is also working through some injuries along the way and other setbacks. From the onset, I want to point out, oh my God, I am not a medical expert. Hey, buddy. This is my dog, Marty. You'll see him probably, I'm sure. I am not a medical expert, and I am not a dietitian or a physical therapist. So this is truly me just offering some entertainment value and maybe a chance for others to maybe get inspired or motivated. Because as a teacher, trying to stay in a groove of physical, mental fitness, as well as work-life balance, can be tricky. That also means from time to time, I will fail and I will not meet my goal. Now, part of that is part of the journey and lesson in itself. But sometimes, time just sucks. That also means for periods of time, I have to get out of my own comfort zone and out of my own bad habits, which I certainly have. So we'll also include some tips along the way that have worked for me, but that doesn't mean that I have followed them to the letter or consistently. I think a good rule of thumb for you guys is if you're not sure if the days have been consistent or not, just look and see how my hair changes throughout. If I've suddenly gotten a haircut or suddenly my hair is a lot longer, that should give you guys an indicator on how consistent I've been. I thought about going through and labeling the actual day as well as the intended day in a row or something like that, but I chose not to, mostly because I don't want to go back through weeks and weeks of footage to figure out when these things actually took place. And the good thing is it's a judgment-free zone, so even though I'm out of shape, it doesn't matter at all. So if you yourself in a similar situation, hopefully this can help motivate you. And hopefully, if you're trying to do sit-ups or crunches, your dog isn't getting in the way. Full disclosure, this did take place over the course of way longer than I intended in terms of recording day versus when I'm actually getting this out. So you will notice a drastic gap. The intention was that this would happen at the start of the school year or the middle of the school year rather, and consistently upload throughout, and that didn't happen. It is now summer when I'm finally getting to all this footage and putting this out to you guys for whatever episode numbers these are. So without any further ado, now that I'm back in a normal recording space, super sweaty in here right now, this is the teacher trying to get back into some form of physical fitness series. I don't know how many episodes it'll wind up being. We're going to see how it goes. In the meantime, though, I do want to point out this is available on YouTube for this first one. Now, the Patreon is patreon.com/classroombrew, and that's where the second one will be available in video form. The one tip I will give you is that I do think the video adds an extra element because there are some tips that I give throughout that are really only available in the video visual medium. Stuff that comes up on the screen, for example, or screenshots or whatever it may be. Again, that's going to be more in the video space as opposed, which is weird as a podcast telling you to essentially shift away from the audio medium into the video. But I will recommend that for these two episodes. The audio will still be available, so you will get that momentarily.
Well, good morning. This is the first part of the teacher getting back in shape series that we're doing. And it's not off to a great start if I'm up and the sun is already up. I got up at like 5:30. So we're not off to a great start with getting back in a groove of going to the gym. But, we did take Marty out and he's going to eat some breakfast. And I guess I'll have some water. That'll be nice and healthy to start, but there's just not enough time to go to the gym. It might be partly because I started getting back in the groove for like softball, and my body was not ready for the twisting and throwing motions that I was doing for swinging and throwing a baseball or a softball. So that could be part of it, is that I'm just super sore, but we're going to try again tomorrow and maybe get into some good habits very soon. It is currently way too early. Got up at about 4:15, thanks to a backup alarm, and we're gonna begrudgingly make it to the gym today. It's the first day of trying to be consistent about it, so we're gonna luckily walk to the gym. Hopefully get in a nice solid hour-long workout in. My dog's scratching his ear. Is that nice, bud? Walk back, shower, then go to work. So we'll see how this goes. To help me stay accountable, I actually found this old workout log book that I got. I used to be really consistent with these. I had one that I used for, I think it lasted me about 1.5 years, and I bought this one. And if you notice, I actually was trying to be consistent, and I wrote my dates ahead of time last year. I switched to just putting it on my phone instead of actually writing it in a book, and that's where I think things started to drop off. So we're doing this today. It's April 23rd. We're going to start logging our workouts the old school way. I am also doing a pre-workout, which is a little gross this early in the morning. We're making do with what we have to work with. Those of you wondering too, the reason I have to be up extra early is because I also take my dog Marty out to the bathroom, feed him, take care of his morning meds, stuff like that. So that's why I have to do that. And then I walk to the gym. If you don't have to worry about a morning routine for somebody else in addition to your own, then you obviously don't have to wake up that much earlier. Gym doesn't even open until 5, so I've got about 10 minutes to get this written up and then walk over. This is also one of the reasons why I can't stand in movies and shows when there are teachers and students that they're having breakfast and the sun's already up. Like, if the sun's up, I'm late. And here we are. Like, streets are empty. Just me. Nobody else. Never mind, there's one person. Well, it's raining out. I got my workout in. It was about an hour. I think it went well. I'll post my that workout itself. I did this stupid thing where I was trying to keep my energy up, so I didn't bring a water bottle to force myself to go to the water fountain, which was stupid. Because I'm just not in that type of cardio shape. But I'll post that in the video itself. But yeah, gotta go to work. Get a bunch of stuff done at the end of the day before testing. We're coming up on AP testing. I didn't record in the gym, by the way, for obvious reasons. That's my pet peeve, is people that are filming shit. It is now 4:42, a bit of a later start. Strategy on this one, because I guess I have the tendency to turn off alarms in my sleep. So I set multiple alarms, and I'll put a screenshot in the video of what my phone looks like with the alarms that I had to set. I'm also, this is not an endorsement of any kind, but I'm also taking a multivitamin to help get myself jump-started. So we're gonna go to the gym, get a nice lift in. We got mostly testing today for the end of the unit. And then AP exams are fast approaching, so it's going to be a lot of grading today. Got a quick turnaround on final exams before the AP exam. Just basically practice AP exam as close to full length as possible. So yeah, we'll see. Obviously, I haven't recorded in the gym because that would be horrifying. Even when I was recording yesterday while I was walking to the gym, that was horrifying because I noticed someone like also on the same block as I just pulled out a camera and was talking to myself. So the 2 alarms at minimum trick, that helps. In my case, 4 alarms to help me get up, and then a multivitamin in the morning to add a little bit more routine to it. So we'll see you later. So I wound up taking today as a rest day because I attempted to get up at 4 a.m. and wasn't feeling it. And you know what? That's okay, because you actually get stronger on recovery and rest days. So yeah, Friday not as successful, but also a success in some ways. We tried. It's about 4:33. I don't know how we woke up because I graded a bunch of FRQs pretty late, recorded the podcast, and recorded a bunch of voiceover projects for a little side hustle. And long day at work. But anyway, new tip. I started writing my workouts the day before as a way to like still adjust. Hey bud, how you doing? Writing those workouts beforehand helps because it holds me more accountable as opposed to writing them on the fly. And also make sure that I have a plan going in by using that book. And then doing it the day before instead of a bunch way ahead of schedule, make sure that I'm still in tune with my body. And soreness levels and things that could be taking place because of like intramural sports or just general stuff. Like I had a back injury that that prompted this once I was healthy-ish again. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym. It's gonna be a longer day at work because I got makeup exams and still a bunch more FRQs to grade before the AP exam. It is the morning of AP exams starting for the next 2 weeks. And I had my first full weekend of intramural softball in the rain for the second game, and did not wake up to go to the gym. Well, alarm went off, but made the decision because my body's super sore. But running around, throwing a softball and hitting, twisting, pretty sore. But we'll take that as a win for some physical activity that I was able to pull off. So no gym today. It's about 5:45, so even later than I would wake up if I wasn't going to the gym. So I got no gym today, but some form of physical activity. So I guess tip for today, even if you just go for a walk, that's something. It gets you active and moving and back in the groove, because that is something that during the summer with intramural softball that I do consistently, in addition to going to the gym. All right, this is my setup for whenever I do voiceovers. Got a nice big screen and the mic ready to go. Also, this is the podcast room, but just instead of a podcast, we're running voiceover stuff. So I just finished the third of 3 projects that I mentioned in a previous episode. So now I got to get that edited and then taken care of before cooking dinner and then doing dishes and then repeating all of this for the podcast tomorrow that I got to get recorded and taken care of before Thursday's drop. And the dog is... Hi, bud. You've been so patient while I've been in here. Good boy. All right, I did not record in the morning when I woke up. Good morning. This is now Tuesday, May 6th, the day of the AP exam for my kids. Honestly, tip for this one is I was having a hard time with the 4 a.m. stuff. So I set like a 3:45 or so alarm. That way if I snoozed, I still was getting up around the same time. When I was a student teacher back in the day, when I had a hard time adjusting to that schedule, I leaned further into waking up early. That way I could kind of get ready on my time. So that helps. I also had a task to accomplish, like taking out the trash and donating some clothes. So just by, like, the donation bin is on the way to the gym. I usually go through the back alley of our place for the trash. So having something else that I needed to do kind of helped me, get out of bed, get going, get moving quickly, especially because I have to be at the school a little bit earlier to help proctor a different AP exam than my own. So there's our tip, I guess, earlier alarms and then other things you have to do in the morning to kind of give yourself more of a sense of urgency. A little bit jarring, but it's about 5 a.m. Running a few minutes behind, but the sun is starting to come up, which kind of ruins it a little bit. I'm used to not even seeing the sun until I'm heading to work. So maybe that'll make it easier, but I kind of like the solace of, no one really being awake, it being pretty quiet on the streets and even in the gym. But we got our first back-to-back days going at 5 a.m. in a while, so that's good for consistency's sake. So day after AP exams, maybe there's just a weight off my shoulders. Had some students that after the exam was over, just happened to see them in the hallway. I'm sure I'll learn more today. First time seeing them since the exam, but out of them that were given like a nice thumbs up or smiles, or even a few that even said that exam was easy. So I guess overtraining worked. But I'll head to the gym. It's an advisory day, so an earlier ending to the day, but also more coverage of students. So higher energy day needed. I record the podcast during the week. It's nice because I'm coming back from work. I can get into comfy clothes, and it's mostly audio. And I knew that I wasn't going to be recording like a TikTok for this because I'm lazy. But I have to decide now because it hasn't been a drink. Sometimes that makes it easier. Other times it makes it impossible to get up the following morning. But it was a nice chance to, you guys will see, this is like the 405th episode that's coming out. So whenever that one comes out, it's a longer one for a solo episode. Hi, bud. But whenever the episode comes out, that's usually the day I'm very consistent. But I've been super consistent going, it doesn't sound that good when you say it out loud, but 2 days in a row of going, or getting up at 4 a.m. and going to the gym. So we'll see how it goes. I got to edit this episode. Might do something fun, like play, a game online with some buddies. I'm not going to grade. If you listen to the episode, 405 of the podcast, wherever you get podcasts, you will hear about the stuff that I could do, but they're actually, for the first time, ever, there isn't a rush on it because AP exams are over. So super, in the episode I talk about it, but very happy that the kids seemed to do well. They felt confident about their multiple choice questions and free response questions. So we're just in victory lap mode, and that's a pretty sweet place to be. So yeah, I'm gonna edit this episode. It'll be out around the time that I am hopefully awake and going through stuff, and that's if that works, that's when you will see me next for this video. Yikes. Routines are tough.
Seemed like a good stopping point. Tune in for next week's episode where we get into some more tips in my own progress and things like that. And the nice thing is, for the second and third episode, I'll be more caught up to where I actually am in the summer of 2025. So thanks so much for watching, listening, whatever it may be. Again, patreon.com/classroombrew. There's a $2, $4, $7, and a free tier, as an FREE tier, if you go to patreon.com/classroombrew. I guess we should include an obligatory class dismissed.
Classroom, brew, it's a
This is Classroom Brew.